Welcome back to Harmon Speaks. I'm Gary Harmon. Glad to have you here. Tonight, our guest is Mr. Stanley Taylor, the assistant
director of SPARK.
The assistant commandant of SPARK. And you've heard me talk about SPARK before. They offer technological assistance to people with disabilities. I've also told you that I love this place. They feel like home to me, and Stanley has become a friend of mine, and I'm glad to have you here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a little bit, if you don't mind, if we get nosy a moment, tell me why you wound up in SPARK.
Oh, okay. That's a question I didn't anticipate.
Well, I got a few of those. Get ready, buddy.
I ended up at SPARK by being recruited by the executive director,
Okay.
who I had known in a job that I had in which we provided assistance to nonprofits to help them to fulfill their mission with greater efficiency and ability.
Mm-hmm.
And she was one of the consultants that we used to help organizations with fundraising.
Oh, okay.
And I was sort of serving as the executive coach to those organizations. And part of what I would do is after I did an assessment, I would bring in, based on that assessment, I'd get consultants to come in and help them with areas in which they needed to build their capacity.
Oh, okay.
So we met in that capacity, and we hit it off. We liked each other. But continue on. I left that organization and started working with the homeless, which I had done previously. So I returned back to working in different geography, but with the same population. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a former colleague of mine, when I was at the organization where we use consultants, visited SPARK, and Mary Tom asked my colleague, did she know how to get a hold of me?
Mm-hmm.
And the colleague did.
All right.
And so the colleague connected us, and we talked for about 6 months, and then I came to SPARK.
That's great. That's great. You've enjoyed it ever since, I hope.
Exactly.
That's great. That's great. And tell me, just for those who missed the first show, can you explain to our audience very generally what does SPARK do?
SPARK is an assistive technology center, one of 4 assistive technology centers across the state of Tennessee that serves 24 counties by providing assistive technology assistance to those with disabilities. The way we like to say it is we help people to find their ability despite their disability.
Oh, that's nice.
Good. Okay.
That's very nice. Okay. Well, thank you. Now, we'll get more specifically to what I brought you here tonight to talk about.
Okay.
Tell me what Toy Tech is.
Toy Tech is a event that we have done since I've been there, and they were doing it before I got there. I've been there 3 years.
Okay.
In which we partner with families to get adapted toys to kids.
Okay.
With kids with disabilities, and so an example of that would be is a child that may not have the dexterity to be able to get a toy with his hands to do what he wants the toy to do.
Okay.
But you can adapt that toy to where he might be able to use his elbow.
Okay.
For example.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Or another body part, and get that toy to do what the toy would have done for someone with the dexterity.
Are all the toys you work with the ones that move and talk and sing and all that sort of thing?
Those are the type of toys that we use. Yes.
Okay. And so the
Yes.
kids get that to happen. And I've seen there's a little wire that comes out of the back of the toy.
Yes.
And then what?
Then there's a switch on it.
Right. And laughingly, I call it the pizza box.
Yes.
Because it looks like 2 pieces of whatever it is with the metal disc on the inside.
Correct.
So if they can press it down, it'll work.
Correct.
Right?
And that is the second or third generation of the evolution, because we are continually working to find the best switch that's the most durable.
Right.
And that's where we are now, but that's probably not where we're going to be.
Right, I understand. And what kind of children need these toys?
All kind of children. I mean, in essence, that kids with a disability that otherwise would have limitations and been able just to be a child and enjoy a toy.
Right.
those would be the kids that we really are customizing it to.
Right.
And that's why we're giving the toys away instead of, because a toy that we will give away could cost a child $70 to $80
Right.
with the adaption stuff on it.
Right.
And most of the families in which we serve, you know, on one side you could say, well, that's not a lot of money, but for a family that has a child with a disability and medical expenses and all the
Right.
expenses, that's a lot of money.
Right. Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
And so that's just our way of giving back to the families, partnering with those families to where their kids can play.
Okay. I think that's a great idea. Now, when does Toy Tech occur?
It will be next Wednesday, which is December the 8th, from
Okay.
3 to 6
From 3 to 6.
at Spark.
Okay. And if you want to participate, what do you need to do?
You need to call us quickly.
Time's wasted.
Because time is wasted, and
Yeah.
there might be some things that you could assist us to do. You could also, you could look us up on the web. We're at sparktn.org. That would be the easiest way to find out more about Spark, as well as to make initial contact with us.
Right. Right. Okay. So if I bring my child and I'm coming to Toy Tech,
Yep.
what happens when I get there? Do I come in the building, walk
No.
around? No. What do I do?
Okay, so you would register. We're encouraging families to register their child
Okay.
to let us know that they're coming.
Okay.
All right. Then if we sort of have in our driveway at Spark, it's sort of like a wraparound.
Okay.
Okay. So they would come in off Chapman Highway.
Okay.
They would come through our parking lot in essence, and then they would meet Santa and their elves and get their
you're gonna have
present.
Santa there.
Yeah, it's going to drive around.
Is he a handsome Santa or is he scary looking?
It depends on who's
Well, you're not playing him, so he's not scary looking.
Okay, tell him the bad news.
He actually is playing Santa
I
Claus.
am. I am Santa Claus this year.
Yes.
I do that.
I have been losing weight. For those of you who noticed that, God bless you.
Okay.
But I haven't lost that much weight.
You're looking svelte.
Still Santa worthy. Yeah.
There you go.
And when y'all asked me to do this, you said one of the sweetest things I've ever heard. Do you remember how y'all sold this to me? Do you remember what
No.
y'all said? I believe it was Mary Thomas said this, but she said that children who have disabilities
Yep.
deserve a Santa who has disabilities.
Yes.
And I thought that was insightful and beautiful.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure I sat in front of your whole staff and shed a tear or two.
Yep.
Because I thought that was extremely sensitive
Yes.
and beautiful.
Good.
And if you haven't really thought this through, any group in the world would want to see themselves
representation.
in media and that sort of thing.
Yes.
And as Santa or you want to see adults with your kind of whatever the difference is.
Yes.
There, right?
Or the way I would say it is every child wants to see a hero that looks like them.
I think that's good. Now, I don't think there's going to be a hero there, but there's going to be a chubby man in a suit. So.
Well, what if a hero, though, is simply someone that can do things that you aspire to do?
I think
Pretty.
that we're all heroes. in that
Bingo.
way. Aren't you a nice man? You're not all heroes. I know some.
Everyone has the ability to be a hero. Everybody just doesn't choose to be a
Well,
hero.
that's absolutely true. But anyway, I am doing it, and I'm excited about doing it. I'm not totally sure what it entails, but whatever it is, we'll figure it out and I'll do it.
Well, we'll have a blast.
And I understand there's going to be an elf assisting Santa Claus.
That is
Tell
correct.
me who he is.
Okay.
You,
Have you done anything on him?
no, I have not.
Okay. Elliot is a superhero that is wheelchair bound, and we have worked with him to assist to adapt his wheelchair. For example, we helped him to get a costume, Halloween costume,
Okay.
for his wheelchair.
What was the costume?
It was like they put a motor around it and dressed him up in a costume, and I don't remember all the details because I
Okay.
wasn't there.
Right.
Now they are working, his family hikes,
Okay.
and he has a very fancy wheelchair. Okay, that he's been blessed. The
Right.
has been blessed to be able to get him,
Uh-huh.
but that wheelchair doesn't work on trails.
Right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we are working with the University of Tennessee College of Engineering,
Okay.
College of Design, and SPARK, and the makers who are in our basement,
Uh-huh.
and a designer.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
to adapt that wheelchair and to where he can go hiking, and we're trying to figure out how to do that
I
while
think that's
protecting the
fantastic.
wheelchair.
I think that's absolutely terrific.
Okay.
Can you figure out a way that I can go hiking without exerting any energy?
Yes. In your head.
It's
You
called
can
the ball.
vision it.
The ball and an escalator.
You got it. You can vision it while doing nothing.
Okay, well, there you go. I am facing a challenge next year, and that I may possibly be forced against my will to go kayaking with Catalyst Sports.
Okay.
And they have put in every security, safety thing that
Yep.
they can do. I'm still terrified.
Why?
And, have you ever seen a fat man drown?
No, actually.
It's not a funny thing to watch. Well, I guess it would be, but not if you are the fat guy drowning. So,
Okay.
I've got children. I have responsibilities. I'm not ready to go yet. So, but I'll be fine. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about more about SPARK. Tell me. I assume you're working with adults as well.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit of what you help adults do.
We do everything from helping them to have a voice, and that if they're not able to speak without a device,
Okay.
we match them to that device to where they are able to speak.
Okay.
If they are unable to see without assistance, like a magnifier,
Okay.
then we assist them with making informed decisions of what's the best method or the best tool for
Uh-huh.
them.
Okay.
So we bring individuals in and we try to figure out what it is they want to do that they can't do.
Right.
Okay. What have they tried already to
Uh-huh.
be able to do what they can't do?
Right.
What's worked, what hasn't worked.
Okay.
And so we spend a lot of time with our customers doing that, because what we know is that if the customer isn't comfortable with the solution, they
Uh-huh.
won't use it.
Right. Right.
Even if it works, they won't use it.
Right. They're not coming-
And so we wanted to figure out what is a solution that they're comfortable with.
Right.
And it doesn't matter the disability to us.
Okay.
So if it is something that has already been created, then we want to introduce them to that. If it's something that has not been created, then we want to try to figure it out, and we try to do that through what we call our innovation team,
Okay. Okay.
where we literally try to figure out, okay, what is it that they can't do that they want to do? How could we help them to do that?
Right.
And who do we need to bring together to do that?
And how do people in the community who need this assistance find out about SPARK?
Sometimes mostly it's word of mouth
Okay.
within the disability community
Okay.
and or the service providers within that community.
Right.
Know that if there's a technology solution that a person is looking for, we would be the great researchers.
Okay.
We'll do the research for
Right.
you,
Right.
where you don't have to figure it all out.
Okay.
Then we will demonstrate to you what we have found out.
Right.
Then we also have the ability to loan you the piece of equipment for you to
Uh-huh.
even try it.
Right.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
to where you can make an informed decision before purchasing, because
Right.
some of the solutions are very expensive.
Sure. Sure.
We don't, in the sense of we don't buy equipment for you. We just introduce you to it and
Okay.
help you to be able to, and hopefully you will have the means to get it.
Okay.
Okay, but with those means, they help you to advocate for what you want, not
Mhm.
what somebody's prescribing to you that may or may not work.
Right. Okay. So does SPARK raise money to help make all this possible?
Yes,
And what do you do to do that?
we do events. We publicize it on the website. We get grants. We accept donations.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you telling me about this. I hope everybody who has a child eligible will come out and see the grumpy old Santa Claus
That would be great.
and have a good time.
Yes.
And see his really sweet elf remember the elf is nice. So you have a 50% shot. And I'm going to go, hey, what do you want, kid? But it'll be great.
There you go.
I want to kick somebody in the head and say, you're shooting your eye out.
Wow.
Can I do that?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. I won't do that then. Okay. I do want to say while I have you here that I mean it when I say SPARK is the nicest place I ever visit. I really love going over there. I never get met with anything but kindness. I think that's really terrific.
Thank you.
I think y'all have done an amazing job with the atmosphere of the place.
Beautiful.
And I do mean that. And I've gone to a lot of different places where you have to get some sort of assistance, and the attitude is not the same.
Right.
And I'm really grateful that SPARK is who they are. I love going over there. I like being a part of it. Even if I'm just going to annoy you, I think it's a lot of fun. And I really appreciate your friendship in the community.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you being here, Stanley.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you do, and I look forward to squeezing into that red tight suit and doing the best I can. So
Good luck with that.
Huh?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, my wife's already started.
At least it's not spandex. So.
Oh, that scared me. I'm sorry you said that. Oh. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. We have a great show for you this week. I don't want to announce it yet because it may fall apart, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. Please continue to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Please tell your friends about it. We're trying to get our numbers up. You got to get to 1,000 before YouTube recognizes you, and we need that recognition because there are no formulas that will lead you to my show if you don't know who it is and don't know the name of it. There's a math term for that, and I can't think of it right now. But they don't have that for this kind of show.
Okay.
So if you don't know Harmon Speaks, or you don't Google shows in Knoxville about people with disabilities, you're not going to come to me.
Gotcha.
So we need their recognition to make this happen. We're trying to make the world a little better place. Won't you help us? Thank you, and have a good evening.